what is your passion? What is your purpose? Two very key things, and we're going to talk about in this video is which comes first, your passion or your purpose, how to define your passion, how to define your purpose. And I think the first question is which comes first. Who knows? But tell us.
Yeah, well, I'm only going, again, for me, it's like experience. Passion is like a hobby, an activity you enjoy doing in your spare time. And then your purpose is what gets you out of bed in the morning and what makes you motivated. So,
and if those two cross, then you're bloody living the best life ever, aren't you?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yes.
So I learnt that because I wanted to do exercise for a weight loss journey, fell in love with it, and then off I went, and then it turned into purpose, and I became a personal trainer.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of people in the world that don't actually know what their passion is and don't actually know what their purpose is, because it's not something that you just know. And I think it takes a lot of soul searching and a lot of personal growth, a lot of journaling, a lot of whatever it is you do to kind of figure out what you do to do that, because there are a lot of people that just plod through life and go with this what society says, like go to school, get a job, get told what to do, come home, your boss tells you how much you're worth by the way, so they'll tell you what your wage is, so that's how you live, because they tell you. You do that until you retire, then you die. And it's like, actually there's far more to life than that. So if you can figure out your purpose and figure out your passion, then you really are onto a winner. Definitely. But it does take time, and I think it isn't one of those things you just wake up and discover, and it certainly hasn't been for me, and I don't think it was for you, and I don't think I really discovered my passion and perhaps my purpose perhaps only in the last couple of years, and I'm in my 40s, and I think that was through a lot of self-discovery, personally. And talking to lots of people like yourself, and talking to other people that are on a similar journey to figure it out, because we are all here. Now this might sound a bit kind of spiritual and a bit like, but essentially we're all here for a reason. I do believe that, whatever that reason is. I mean, there are some people that are here to change the world, and I think we all can change the world in our own small way. And that sounds a bit kind of, if you don't like talking about stuff like a bit airy-fairy, but I think it's absolutely true. And I think that's the point of having a passion, and that's the point of having a purpose, is to understand what part you play in the world is figuring that out. Or are you just a worker bee?
So what is your passion? What is yours?
What's my passion? My passion is wanting to help people, I think. Not necessarily on a one-to-one basis, but help people do their best. And I just think I'm very good at engaging with people, and I think I speak to people and I help them get the best out of themselves, and I really enjoy doing it. I really enjoy watching people flourish. I really enjoy helping people understand what their goals are, what their visions are, and helping them kind of get there, you know, without you kind of not pointing them in the right direction, but normally just getting them to talk and asking them the relevant questions for them.
Which goes back to your values.
Which goes back to my values, connection, engagement. I'll put the link to the values video in here. Support, it's it definitely goes back to that. But I really enjoy it. I really enjoy helping people. And when I've been in previous lives, when I was a manager of people, and I always think managers are a horrible word, because it's like you're managing people, but like I'd say a leader, that was the biggest part of my job, was always kind of to bring people on, you know, and I'd have people sat in my office, not in my office, sorry, I never had an office, but I'd have people sat like in a one-to-one situation. They'd come into the room absolutely bawling, their life was falling apart, and then they'd go out and be smiling, bouncing off the walls, happy, with a plan of action and what to do. And then I'd watch them over the next weeks or months, like really change and grow, and it's just incredible to see.
There's your value again.
Absolutely, growth, and that was incredible. And I think being able to turn that passion in, you know, I'm lucky enough now to be sitting here with you, and we're both passionate about helping people. We're making these videos because we like to talk, because we have a connection, we like talking, we like helping people, and our hope is that one of our passions is to help people, and we hope by making these videos that's going to help people. So it kind of, and we really enjoy making videos, weirdly.
That's it.
I think this is our job. How lucky are we? But that's taking your passion and your purpose. But I do think I'm here on this earth to kind of help people.
Yes.
And not in a I'd be a terrible nurse or carer or anything like that. I really would be terrible. Don't ask me to do that. But if you need help with your mindset, then definitely
definitely
yeah,
no,
yeah.
I totally get that.
So yours is training, but tell us more about your passion and purpose of training.
So obviously I started doing exercise through a goal that I wanted to hit with weight loss. This is years ago, obviously.
And that was in your teenage years, wasn't it?
It was early 20s.
Oh, okay.
Although I did take some wrong avenues, which obviously we probably will discuss at some point, which goes to self-sabotaging. But yeah, and mental health. But it's, my passion is exercise. I love exercise. I like how it makes me feel mentally, physically, and stronger. I've always exercised. It's part of who I am. And then obviously from that, I loved it so much, I wanted to turn it into my purpose, because I wanted to help people grow and support people through, because obviously I went through my own journey with it, and then I wanted them to go through their journey with it. So yeah, my purpose is to help support people also similar to yours.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah, and that's actually a big reason why we have such a connection, because we have such that kind of shared value and shared kind of passion and purpose, don't we?
Yeah.
But it's really key, and I think you said earlier in the video, it's like what makes you get out of bed in the morning, and I don't think a wage is enough to get you out of bed in the morning. I've worked in jobs where I've literally dreaded like waking up in the morning, because I'm thinking, I don't want to be there, I don't want to do that, but I've got to go because that's the only way I'm going to pay my bills. No, it's not. There's lots of other ways. No one has to stay in a job. And this isn't me telling you to quit your job, by the way. What I'm saying is you don't have to stay in a job or a situation that makes you so unhappy because you think you have to be there. You don't. And I won't tell you the full story, but I was in a car recently, and we were stopped in traffic, and we were at a roundabout, and there was a lot of work going on at this roundabout. So there was a lot of workmen there. They're all men, so workmen there, all in their high-vis stuff and all digging, and they all looked so miserable. And I didn't see one of them smiling, and they just, all like crouched over, and you could see their body language was really negative. And I thought, you've got out of bed today to do this, and you've probably done it for X many years, and you're going to do it for the next however many years, then you're going to die. And I thought, what a life. There's more. There's more to life than that. And if you find out your passion and your purpose, and you chase that, everything else will follow. And as a chap I used to work with, and he had quite a big job. He had several factors to his job. So just for example's sake, he had like 5 things that he had to do in his job. And he was really, really rubbish at 4 of them. Absolutely rubbish, like awful at them. And he knew that. And the reason he was rubbish at them, because he had no passion for those 4 elements of his job. So he left this place that we worked, and he set up on his own. And now he just does that one thing on his own. And he's absolutely crushing it, because he's figured out his passion. He knows that one thing that he does really, really well, because he really enjoys it, which is a big part of it. He really enjoys it. So he's enthusiastic, motivated, dedicated, focused on it, and he's absolutely crushing it in his own business now, because he's realised he's taken everything else that he doesn't want to do, and he's just focused on that one thing. So he knows what his passion is. It's his one thing. He's made it his purpose, and my goodness, he's flying. And it just makes such a difference.
I can totally relate to that, because I've been in jobs where I've not enjoyed it, because it's not who I am. It's not what I'm about. Like, I used to work in a graphic design background, an art working background, and sitting at a desk is just working behind a computer. It's not who I am. I need to be interacting with people and helping people and supporting people. And that's when I knew. That's probably why early on I learned from my 20s, really, because some people don't figure out there.
No, I didn't.
You don't learn it till later on.
And I think that's really key. It's not something necessarily you just figure out at 16 years old. It took me a long time. It took me till I was 39 to realise that what I was doing is not what I wanted to do.
This is it,
and it's like, actually this isn't making me happy. This isn't ticking my boxes. This isn't firing up that passion in my belly. It's not. But I think a lot of it comes back down to those societies where the society of like, you should do this, you must work for somebody else. Well, why can't I be the person that everyone works for? Why do I have to be, why do I have to work for someone? You must get a job, you must go and do this, and you must follow this path. And you get so far down this path, and it's having that kind of, I don't know, like, okay, the path's ended now. Actually, I'm not getting on that path again. I know what my passion is now, and I know what my purpose is. Don't quite know what sits under it and what I need to do with it, but I'm going to figure that out.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Yeah. But if you ignore your passion and you ignore your purpose, you'll never get there.
Exactly.
And it's, I was watching something the other day, and I think this actually relates to passion and purpose. It's like, you just have to start. One of my old bosses said that he used to say, just do it. And I was like, do you know what? That's the best bit of advice I've ever been given. Just do it. Yeah. He actually put an F word in there as well, but still, just do it. And I think, and I think that's with anything you do is if you've got a passion and you've got a purpose, is just start something, because if you don't start, that's another day you've not started. You know, some things can take a year to take off, because you know, they say, you know, you never make any money in your first year of business. Well, if that's the reason you don't start your business, you think, well, I'm not going to make any money. Well, before you know it, that's 3-4 years down the line that you've not done it. Well, actually, if you'd started the day you first thought about it, you'd be in profit now. Yeah. So it's kind of taking the bull by the horns and just thinking, right, I've just got to start, take that first step. Yeah, and I used an example with a friend recently, and I said, those people that are stood at the top of the mountain, so the top of their game, and they know what they're doing, they all started at the bottom. They all just took one step and then took the next and next. Yeah. And they understood what their passion and purpose was and kept going. But I guess the one thing that's probably worth saying on the back of this is, like, go with your passion and purpose, but know when it's failing as well. So where you need to kind of switch gear a bit, keep your eye on the prize, stick to your goal, but just like, oh, that's not working, switch, and go. You know, don't just keep flogging that horse for the sake of it, but still stick to your passion and your purpose, because if you've got your goal, there's a million and one ways to get there. Yeah. Just because the first footstep was a bit muddy doesn't mean they're all going to be like that. That was a good metaphor, wasn't it?
Yeah, I like that one.
But yeah, just keep going, and you know, it really is key to know what your passion and purpose. So I think we one of the things we said at the beginning of this, we've actually gone on quite long about this. Actually, I think we're both passionate about this. Is actually understanding. So, what would you say, Lydia? I'm going to put you on the spot. How would be the quickest way to define your passion and to define your purpose?
How to find your passion? That's a really tough one. Well, obviously I said you need to find activities you enjoy. Yeah. So your passion is what I've said earlier. It's like activities you enjoy. So if you find something you enjoy or what you're good at,
makes you feel good,
then you need to look at what you're enjoying. So some people give an example, like to take their dog out. Like I love walking Bella. So then you could look at maybe turning that into, if you want purpose, you're walking dogs, a business, as such, to grow a dog walking business or something like that. Like myself, fitness, I turn myself into a personal trainer. Yeah. You know, just those sort of examples. But it's
if you like cake and you're good at baking, make cakes.
I love cake.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We just have to have one slice though. Yeah. I obviously have a few more than one slice. But yeah, so, and I think I know I say this a lot, but writing stuff down as well is a good way of kind of figuring it out. And I have a great example. I was messaging Lydia about something the other day, and I said, I just don't know what to do with this particular thing, something I'm working on in my business. And I wrote it out to her, and then before I'd even sent the message, I was like, I've just written out what I know what I'm doing now. Yeah. And actually that power of just writing it down, because it had been going round and round in my head about something that I've been really passionate about. Talking about the goals, I'd got my goal, I'd been really passionate about something, I'd been working on it, worked hard on it. I think it's really good, but it didn't work. And I don't think it didn't work because it's rubbish. I think it didn't work because the timing was wrong, and I need to put some more other bits in place. So I was basically saying to Lydia, I don't know what to do with this. Should I just bench it for now and come back to it? Yeah. And then even before I met, no, that's what I'm going to do. And just that power of writing that sentence down helped me get the clarity on that situation. So now I'm like, right, I'm benching that for now. I'll come back to it in a few months' time. Yeah. And then in a few months' time, I think it will be the right time. I think I just launched it at the wrong time. Yeah. But talking about your kind of roadmap, I understood that. I let it fail quickly. It hasn't hurt me. I've just said, right, that's not my road now. Right, leave it. Right, on to the next one. And it's known that. So I'm still, my passion and my purpose are still the same, but some of my avenues to get there are just a little different.
Yeah. Good.
anything else? We've gone on for
That's it.
ages on this
Yeah,
one,
that's
haven't we?
it. I like this one. It's
Yeah, I
good.
like this one. Very passionate, very
Yes,
purposeful.
That's it.
Anyway, see you later.
Bye.